Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the GSL. This is the up and down matches. Got a little bit of a story to tell. Funny story, you want to hear it?
Sure.
Alright, so I went to take a leak during the break because I've been drinking a lot of tea because I'm sick right now, and I'm sorry, by the end of this cast I'm going to be so dead. My voice is probably going to be shot. But, so I'm drinking a lot of tea, go to take a leak, and I'm sitting there and I hear one of the guys next to me taking a leak. It's going, I'm like, alright, whatever. Finally, I realize what's going on. I look over. Gumiho. Did not sound very happy in the bathroom after that game. That's all I'm going to say about that. But we're going to go to our next game, which is going to be none other than Ryung versus Killer. Killer.
And Ryung.
Barely. Yeah, both of them.
Yep. Both of them have 1 win and
2 losses. And both of them just got that win recently, digging themselves out of a hole. And basically, you know, they're both in the same hole, and one of them's going to have to climb over the other to get out of that hole. Only one can escape this hole. The other one's going to be at 1 and 3 and will be basically eliminated from the group. And who's it going to be, Killer or Ryung? Both players really want this badly.
Well,
both players have been in Codas before.
If it comes down to a fist fight in a hole, I'll definitely give the advantage to Killer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's a good point, man. We're going to find out if it will happen the same way in a StarCraft fight in the GSL. All right, and down here in the bottom left-hand portion of the map, part of a ladder. Slayer's Ryung.
There he is. Determination in his eyes, but apparently wasn't too happy. At the bottom, at the top right, we have in the blue colors his opponent. This is Killer. I'm getting it there.
We're doing good with the simultaneous Street Fighter voices there.
Yeah, I think I'm getting there.
Well, he is at the bottom of the map if you're playing in Australia, I guess. Get it? By the way, remember that you can still go to our website, GOMTV.net. You can check out our yearly Premium or Premium Plus tickets if you want to just pay for the whole year. Like Tasteless was saying, you don't have to worry about it anymore. You don't have to worry, oh, I have to rebuy another ticket for this next season or anything like that. You're just done for the whole year. It's a good gift to get your nerdy friends.
And the cool thing is that we introduced a couple of new passes recently, so there are 3 passes that you can choose from, and that's just awesome. You have a lot of options. Just check them out. GOMTV.net/ticket.
And the Team League is coming back next year as well, so you can pick up the Team League ticket in addition if you want, which is going to be awesome. I cannot wait for the new Team League. It's going to be so fat. Fat with a capital P.
Ryung starting with a 14 CC. Well, Killer, who scouted it already, is going for the first gateway first. And Ryung's record against Protoss is quite bad. He only has 42% win ratio against Protoss, 16 wins, 22 losses. Killer has been struggling a bit, we've talked about that as well, but still in the matchup against Terran, he still looks a little bit better with 54% win ratio. He won 25 of his 46 encounters in Terran versus Protoss.
Exactly right.
Opting for the expansion.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And like I was talking about earlier, Ryung, he's been struggling against Protoss, and those Protoss matches are going to be so crucial for him. And this is really not a good situation for Ryung. He did not want to be going up against the Protoss boys at 1 and 2, because that means he's going to have a really tough time getting to that 2 and 2 spot. Killer definitely has the advantage in this game.
When he comes down to the
alive.
He still does. Yeah, trapped inside the main base.
There is no escape.
You shall not pass.
No one leaves here. Ryung. Oh wait, wrong Terran. Alive. It's gonna be killed.
I don't really get that one.
Oh, that's something that Tasteless says all the time. Because alive, you know, TSL alive.
Huh?
So
okay.
Tasteless would always say that. He's always say, no one he leaves here alive.
Alright, yeah, because you're doing the Ryung and then the alive. I didn't quite get that at all, but okay.
That's okay.
Took me a while. I'm a little bit slow today.
I didn't get much sleep last night, and I've been sick for days. I might be starting to get a little bit loopy. So just let me know if I go off the deep end.
I totally ruined that joke. I'm really sorry for that.
No, that's alright.
We have Ryung now with gas. You're already, well, if you go for a gasless expand, especially if you go for 14cc, then you want to have a bunch of barracks so that he can deal with gateway pressure. That's not happening. Killer is going for an expand on his own.
And Ryung sees it all. That SCV got all the way in there.
There's a really good read on what's happening. We have a bunker at the front now, and Daybreak is just a map where a lot of players try to get some kind of relaxed attitude. Just okay, easy peasy, easy does it, just relax a little bit, don't overextend to early game pressure, just make sure that you have your expansion up first, and then we'll see what's gonna happen. And Ryung now trying to claim the Xel'Naga Watchtower, and wow, that Stalker is out of position. This Stalker has a problem.
By the way, I had a few people tweet at me. Remember that time when Maro sent his drones to the hatchery? They actually had a good point. He was actually trying to make it so there was less surface area for the Zealots to actually attack the hatchery. So he was going to try and save the hatchery by sacrificing the drones. Kind of cool. Thank you for tweeting that at me, guys. Rapid and Henrik Akesson. You guys rock.
Sounds Swedish.
And Ouija told me that the Zerg that Nidist MC was Czech Prime, actually. So there you go. My fans filling me in so I can drop more knowledge bombs on y'alls. More gateways going up for Killer. He's going to bring him to a total of 5. Getting the Robo as well. Or maybe that's 4. I'm sorry, 4 and a Robo.
There are a bunch of Stalkers out on the map trying to get hold of the Xel'Naga Watchtower now, and the Stalker is not going up that ramp just yet. It would be a little bit overextending, especially with the concussive shell already done. Killer with a Robo being added, as Motrap already pointed out, and we have the +1 attack upgrade for Ryung already. In regards to supply, they're about even. Both of them not getting too aggressive, just trying to get the tech going, just trying to get into that game. And who's going to get aggressive first? I expect that Ryung with a Stimpack on his way, and the fact he'll probably add Medivac soon, then he can start dropping his opponent. And Killer relying on the robotic support bay again, going for the Colossi tech.
Yep, doesn't want to deviate there. Go for your parting style early Templar. Just going for the old school style. Killer is a rather old school Protoss, so I'm not terribly surprised.
That's the thing that I'm most excited about right now when it comes down to the next season. I want to see how Parting is doing in Protoss versus Terran. I want to see if he's sticking with that style or if he's changing it up again.
Oh, that was so cute. Killer, he actually was on his way to build gateways, and the scan went down, and he diverted the probe and built the gateways outside of the scan range. At least one of them. He might have had one still within range, but that was kind of cool. Just a tiny little thing, and you know what? As much as you can keep your opponent in the dark, it's better.
Third base is being built for Ryung. He tries to go more into that macro mode that we already see from both players, and Killer adding the double forge starts to get double upgrades, +1 attack, +1 armor. Not using too many of his chrono boosts on that right now. It's just tricky. As the Protoss player gets the Colossi, the Terran player has to counter with the Vikings. That's what Ryung will be aiming for as soon as he has a decent amount of Vikings. And then we start with the Templar against Ghost Battle. And the main problem for the Terran is that at some point Killer will be ahead in upgrades if you really put some effort into researching not only +1 but also +2 and 3. And of course, once you have Storm and Colossi in the Protoss army, that's a lot of area effect damage. You have to place the perfect EMPs if you want to negate the Storm at the least. Unless you're able to do that, the Bio army just doesn't stand a chance against the Protoss forces. So Ryung has to be careful about his timings, and Killer is taking the chances to get a third as well. He knows that his opponent won't get too aggressive anytime soon.
And I think Ryung only has the one engineering bay as well, so he is definitely going to be in danger of falling way behind in upgrades.
He's adding the armory just now so that he can access the +2 upgrade, but the second engineering bay being built now is a little bit late. You're right about that. Could have used that a little bit earlier. Killer now also researching Ryung. We'll probably see charge soon as well, so that he can just get his gateway army a little bit stronger, make him a little bit more potent in the matchup against Terran. More stalks are being added now. And they are both still very, very lazy. I mean, it's the 12-minute mark right now. We have Ryung with 175 resources lost and Killer with 100. That basically tells the story.
Yep. Not much has happened yet, but
finally
a lot is going to happen pretty soon when that drop gets in here.
Yeah, nice scan. Nice scanning ahead.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. Drop's not going in. Nothing's still happening, sorry.
+2/+2 for Ryung right now. Killer already researching +2/+2 as well. He'll be finished a little bit sooner than his opponent, thanks to the Chrono Boost that he is going to use at some point. Not Chrono Boosting right away. 3 base against 3. 64 against 64 Harvesters.
Wow. Well, this game could almost not physically get more even. 3 base, almost even supplies, even workers, even amount of not doing anything right now.
He still has 2 of his Viking, his Medivacs in position to drop, but Killer is ready. He has a cannon, he has the Stalkers, he has Blink. Blink just finished, he's getting the charge upgrade right now.
Now, Ryung, he's getting a couple more Vikings out. I like that. He's also getting +1 Viking weapons right now, which is very important. If you have more Viking weapons, you need less supply tied up in Vikings in order to kill the Colossus fast enough. That actually can be very, very important. If you need a few extra Vikings, it means you have a few less Marauders on the ground, which can mean a real big difference in a big battle.
Yeah, what we are seeing right now is a 20 minutes no rush game.
Yeah.
At the bottom right, we have the 4th base for Killer. We could actually try to bet on when they are trying to attack, when they're going to get aggressive. When will the resources lost pass the 1,000 resources mark?
I'm gonna go for... Well, I was gonna go for a pretty quick one, like a minute and a half, because that's when Ryung's gonna max, but he's getting a Ghost Academy, he's probably gonna wait for a couple ghosts, so I'm gonna go with 17-minute mark.
Okay, I say 17 minutes and 1 second.
Well, hey, that's not fair.
Why not?
Because then you have like the whole rest of the game that you are closer, and I'm only closer if it happens in the next 45 seconds, basically.
Yeah, exactly. That's playing it smart.
Dang it.
Oh!
I changed my answer to 17 minutes and 2 seconds.
Look at Ryung. Thank you. There's 1 minute left. 1 minute, guys.
Oh, come on.
Keep it down, keep it down, keep it down. No, 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 no,
Lose
no,
that
no, no,
factory. Lose the factory. That's a lot of resources.
Just stay in the back. Stay in the back. Oh, we have 300 against 275 resources lost.
Nah,
40 seconds left.
They're just going to posture for a little while longer.
No, 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 no. He's attacking at the bottom right. Ryung.
Ryung's going to want to wait till 3-3 before he goes in.
20 seconds left.
You won the bet, all right? You don't have to rub it in.
Why?
Yeah, Ryung has a nice squad of Vikings there. I mean, they're both pretty ready for an attack. Mobius Reactor's being upgraded right now as well.
And GG! 17 minutes and 2 seconds. No, I already checked. He lost 500.
Yeah, 525 and 400. So the total resources of
it's
both
still not 1,000.
is 925. I'm just saying it's close.
Okay.
It's close.
Well, we have +3/+3 lined up for Ryung now, and Killer is researching those upgrades as well. I like the sensor tower. Ryung expanding a little bit more, getting the sensor tower. And we have Killer with a slight advantage when it comes down to his economy, because he's already on 4 bases, and he has 73 drones, probes against 64 SCVs.
Yep. I like the fact that Ryung did take a planetary in that inside 4th base instead of going for the northern position. It's going to give him a really good little fortified spot to work from, to fall back to. And it's not going to be as hard to defend as the top left, of course, now. Needs another base, so top left is available.
8 Colossi.
Oh my god, that's a lot of Colossi.
And we have Storm.
Wow. Wow. So, EMPs are going to be key, because sure, he can take out the Colossus, but they're going to do a lot of damage very quickly.
Well, to tell you the truth, he has 14 Vikings. If he reset, the +2 attack upgrade for the Vikings is done as well. He should be able to one-shot them pretty soon.
That's true. But even if even if half of those Colossus get a couple, 2 or 3 volleys off,
There's still 4 left.
They'll do a ton of damage.
Main base drop now going on. He's taking down the robotics. The first one is gone, retreating a bit.
The Warp Prism just barely escapes from that, or maybe it came out of the other robotics.
And Ryung is using that time to attack. There are all those High Templar. Will we see Storm? Yes, we will.
Wow, that would have been a perfect EMP. Oh no! All the Colossus are completely undefended. The Vikings get 3 free Colossus. The Templars are morphing into Archons. No, they're not. I'm sorry, but they all get EMP'd! Every single Templar gets EMP'd except for the ones in the back. They have a couple Storms left, but he's falling back. And those Colossus are very close to death. What happened to the Vikings? Did the Vikings all die?
The Vikings died, and Killer uses the last remaining Colossus to kill Ryung's army.
Wow.
Ryung lost a lot. At first, it looked like he would just annihilate Killer right then and there. But suddenly, the Storms hit. That EMP was huge. This EMP was just great, but I have to give it to Killer. I wouldn't have thought it possible that he would be able to kill that bio army.
Yeah, I mean, it was just so many Colossus that even though he killed them very quickly, they were able to deal enough damage quickly enough. And of course, just a couple Storms were clutch. But I think it did come down to those Colossus doing a lot of damage before they died. And he kept 3 alive amazingly. He just barely killed off the Vikings. 2 of those Colossus were like 1 Viking hit away from death, and they barely survived. And ooh, we have a drop coming up at the top, and those are Templar. It's a Storm drop, old school style. And 2 Storms equals 0 kills.
Wow, that was a nice reaction by Ryung. Very, very nice.
I'm surprised we don't see Storm drops more often, to be honest with you. Coming in with a
another engagement. Will Killer use his chance? Ryung on 170 supply.
And Ryung has switched over into almost entirely Marauders and Ghosts. He's mixing very few Marines in now. Actually, I don't know if there's even any Marines there. And Ryung is getting a nuke, ladies and gentlemen.
This is exactly what he did in that match against
Morrow, yeah.
And he was quite successful with this.
And that was when Morrow was ahead. He almost got back in the game with some clutch nukes. At this point, they're basically even. If he can kill off some crucial points, kill off a lot of probes of killers with a good nuke or 2, it could mean a big deal.
Killer right now is way ahead in resources. He has 2,800 minerals, 1,200 gas. Both of them are obviously maxed out. 3 nukes are being
that is
built.
3 nukes. Wow, 2 more added.
Yeah, he added 2 additional Ghost Academies while he was building the first one.
Oh, and he's going to try and send one across this gap, maybe. That would actually be a silly place to nuke, but Killer actually preemptively has cannons everywhere, so I don't think his Ghosts are going to be able to accomplish too much unless he's really sneaky. And it's time to put your hands in fists, put them on either side of your body, and jump up and down with them, because that is a fusion core being created as well. We're seeing some deja vu here.
Party time.
Ryung loves his battlecruisers and his nukes.
It would be quite funny if nuke number 1.
Where's it going?
This is it.
Where's it going? Where's it gonna land? I don't know.
There's one in the middle.
Oh, he's landed in the back on the bottom left. And the probes did dodge away. Oh, a Storm drop at the same time.
This time
nice multitasking from both players.
We still need a group picture where a lot of Marines are dancing next to the fusion core.
The Vikings are gonna kill off the... Nice, killing that off with a couple Templar inside. They're gonna land and polish off the Archon as well.
Yep. That Archon is a little bit too late. But yeah, as I was saying, we still need a group picture with dancing Marines next to the fusion core. The fusion core Marine dance.
That would be awesome.
Some small GIF animation or something like that.
Oh, he's now researching Cloak for those goats, although again, there's cannons all over the place, so... Oh, he actually, look at that, he nuked from within his main base into the probe line of that expansion. That's kind of cute.
+3 shields is being researched now. Getting another Warp Prism and Archons. Both of them are still maxed out, and Killer is already on 5,500 minerals. 3,000 gas. Getting personal cloaking now, and not dancing just yet. The fusion core. Another nuke.
Another nuke has been launched, and it's going to go for that probe line again. The Templar is
he doesn't.
getting out of town. The probes are going to get out just a little bit on time. And that Observer gets nuked, but oh, a big army battle in the middle. EMPs go down, but the storms go off on the Ghost. There's a couple Templar left. Is he going to snipe those? He does hit the Templars. There are no storms left. And the Bio Ball of Ryung is still largely intact. I didn't actually see what happened with the Vikings. Oh, walking into that storm. Oh, and a positional nuke is going to force him back.
Decent EMPs by Ryung, and he's ahead in supply right now. Killer is struggling quite a bit in that fight. The EMPs of his opponent were beautiful. This engagement certainly ended in Ryung's favor.
Where is the next nuke going? Oh, he's nuking the back of that probe line again. Probes have already been pulled. And a grand total of nothing dies.
188 against 188 supply right now. We have battle cruisers. 3 additional nukes are being built as well.
Now here's the thing though. Ryung's army is very badly damaged right now. His army is low on hit points.
And he has only 2 medivacs.
And he's getting, what is that the
Yamato.
Oh, those Vikings are just waiting for that. Oh, and 4 Templar inside.
That hurt.
Is that the new, that's the Yamato icon?
Behemoth reactor.
Oh, it's the reactor for the VCs. That's what I thought it was. I wasn't sure if it was the VCs or if it was going to get raided or something.
3 nukes being ready, plus 2 armor, plus 3 shields is done. And Moltrap, you're right, that army sure is damaged. 2
Oh, a defensive nuke.
2 of those medivacs are not enough.
He says, you want to come in and battle? Come on in. Drops a nuke down and says, I'm not ready to have this battle right now. Probes are going to have to run from that base again. This is starting to not really be worth it.
Yeah, these nukes don't accomplish a lot over there.
He might kill that pylon, maybe. And he hits it with the external splash of a few more nukes.
Yamato cannon lined up right after the Behemoth reactor finishes. More nukes. Is he getting... Nah, he's 2.
I mean, I guess if you have 4,000 minerals, 3,000 gas, you might as well get a bunch of nukes.
There we go. Is he going in there? Needs to be careful. The EMPs will be dangerous. He needs to split his units, and we are probably going... We are 1 Stargate. That indicates...
Oh.
Looks like he might actually go for a mothership.
We might see him get a mothership. Ryung, I'm really, really afraid for his army. They're all at orange hit points right now.
Another nuke and
Still
the
nuking
back.
that same spot.
And the armies are fighting. We have the storms. EMPs go down as well. Both are dropping in supply. And more storms, but the Bio army is still alive. And Killer is now dropping in supply like crazy. But look at those Marines, Marauders. They don't have any hit points at all. But the storms of Killer, they miss countless times.
He actually stormed his own zealots there. That was horrible. A bunch of Templar being warped in. And that almost exhausts Killer's gas. And again, a nuke on the back. He's just like, all right, I'm actually just going to keep constantly spending 200 minerals and gas for this so that you can't mine at this base, although he's not actually accomplishing much.
We have the fleet being built for Killer right now, still with 3,000 minerals and 2,000 gas. He has so many resources. And
he's nuking that spot again and again and again just to stop mining from it. I mean, he is stopping mining, but I don't know if it's worth it, to be honest. He's not even mining with that many probes.
It's too much gas. It's just too much gas that he's investing. And another engagement in the middle of the map. This time it looks like Killer might come out ahead. We have one planetary, that's all there is. Nice storm. He's able to get the storm down in time to kill most of the Bio units. And now he's going for the planetary, and the planetary is dying.
3 more Colossus come in, but the Vikings were not dead. They were just simply occupied at the top. They come back in, are going to easily dispatch those Colossus.
Yeah, but at the same time, a lot of these Vikings are actually falling victim to the Stalker attacks. They focus down every single one of them, and Killer is reinforcing his army again, is up to 170 supply, and Ryung down to 153.
This game is ridiculous, Kaldor.
He's just nuking non-stop. And the Colossi die to the focus fire. Oh, he should be careful with the Colossi. He's trying to take apart the Bio army, and most of these units are already dead. He's doing a good job at that. Blinking in, trying to focus that single battle cruiser, and the feedback as well. One BC is dead. Both players down to 130 supply. Another planetary being attacked by the Colossi. More nukes are being built. The mothership as well for Killer.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
This game is insane. The planetary, the second planetary, which barely survived that last battle, is now up in this nice pointed defense. He's stimming forward to try and finish off those Colossus. 3 more Colossus coming. Does he have 3 Robos, or was those just rallied, I guess, maybe?
He has 3 Robos.
Oh my god, he has 3 Robos. And he is almost to a mothership as well. This is ridiculous. Ryung has refilled his army with a lot more bio, but he actually is out of money now. Both players have spent that large bank that they had saved up.
I have to say that Ryung only has 3 orbitals. So he doesn't,
Really?
and they are most of them are out of energy. So he needs to be careful that he has enough scans to detect units cloaked by the mothership. Depends on how well Killer is able to keep the mothership alive. There are only 6 Vikings left. That's not a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be so difficult for Killer to break all these planetaries everywhere, though. Okay, look at this. He finally killed that pylon with those nukes, unpowering some cannons. He's having to build another pylon there. Good job, Ryung. Uh-oh, another nuke's going off somewhere. Same
Let me take a
spot.
wild guess.
I think your wild guess is correct. This is just silly. I'm not... I wonder if this is worth it or not, because he's stopping mining at this base. Well, actually he's mined out almost every other base, so that's actually an important base to stop mining at.
He's nuking the space platform because he just hopes that at some point there will be a part breaking off and that there won't be a base left for Killer to take.
That's right. He's trying to actually break the map with mass nukes.
I mean, that must have been 10 nukes already in that spot.
I think so, yeah. Finally some medevacs are out. Looks like all of them took a feedback in the previous battle. But they are going to be around to heal up that bio.
At some point they will be like, what do you think about a draw? Yeah, okay, I'm fine with that.
I mean, I think that Ghost would be better off, like, getting in a medevac and
6 Vikings at a time in order to deal with the mothership.
And there's the nuke. Where is it? Oh, it's over there again.
Big surprise. 9 Vikings. He's getting 15 Vikings in total, and they will be able to snipe the mothership for sure.
Oh, storm drop over here. He can't take on those planetaries directly, but he can take on the SCVs. Gets a couple, it looked like, but most of the SCVs did dodge away. And Killer might be going in for the kill now. A ton of Colossus. The mothership a little bit out of position. Nice storm on the bio, though. Second storm is a bit of a miss, though. Vikings are going to kill off those Colossus so quickly. The mothership goes down as well. And Ryung has bulldozed over the rest of Killer's army without the storms landing on the army. It just was not an even trade.
That was the most useless mothership I've ever seen in my whole life.
Pretty much.
It didn't cloak, it uncloaked half the army already when he finally got it in position. It was just sniped. Already had most of his hit points lost, and now Ryung is on 150 supply. Killer might lose that game. He might be 1-3 in that group. Ryung is aware that he has a the best
game-winning
ever.
EMP takes out all the energy on the half-dozen Templars. That was a half-dozen storms right there waiting to go off on that army that are now not going to go off. Ryung with the huge fireball, with the tons of Vikings on top, even lands the Vikings to polish off those Archons.
This last engagement kills Killer. Killer is down 1-3. He has no chance whatsoever of getting into Kodas now. This was just a brutal last fight, and Mothership didn't pay off at all.
Wow. Ryung getting a little bit of a back rub from one of the coaches. Oh my goodness. That was ridiculous. What was the game timer on that for the game? 38 minutes. Expected to be longer, to be honest, but that's what happens when none of the action starts until after 17 minutes and 1 second.
Morrow against Gumiho will be the next one.
Morrow against Gumiho. Wow. That is going to be interesting. We're going to see another Terran versus Zerg. We get to see Morrow in his prime. matchup. We get to see him in the place where he shines the most. He's already taking a game off one of the Terrans in this group previously, before taking losses to the Protosses. And of course, Gumio, he's at 2-1. So
if he takes that game,
then he will pretty much secure at least a tie for first place as well.
Yep,
or at least a tie for second, I guess, depending on how Bomber does, because Bomber could still win his last games and shut out the group or something like that. But yeah, right now 3 wins is the key, because most players have 2 losses at least, except for the 2, Bomber and Gumio. So actually, yeah, could go a lot of different ways still. Still very open-ended group, and we only have I think 4 games left. And that's going to pretty much decide everything.
If Moro loses, he's out. That's the bottom line.
Yes. Yes.
If Moro loses, he's out. He just said he's ready. The map will be Belcher Beach. It's going to be a Terran versus Zerg. Gumio against Moro. There they are.
There we are indeed. Belcher Beach is going to be the map.
Getting ready for that encounter. Moro knows that he needs to make that one count. Gumio, he still can afford 1 loss, but I think he'd rather win that game and be on the safe side.
Well, he may be able to afford 1 loss.
Yeah, if he comes down to a tie situation with Moro, he will be in the... We'll get the benefit of that, but we are ready to start the game, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. This is the GSL Up and Down matches.